Well, hi YouTubers, hi, I'm back. This is my 60 books, and I've sounded a little bit rough. Haven't done one of these in a really long time. God, what's been new in my life since last time I did a review? I went to Prague. That was the last time I did an update. And last week I was sick. I was really sick. Might be here's the dregs of it. I don't know if it was the virus. But it was like the worst flu I've ever had. Today's the first time in a week I've actually got dressed. But anyway, I'm going to keep doing this because I'm now in isolation. I'm in isolation for a week. Now I'm in isolation for another week. So I thought I'd do some reviews and just keep going. And let's take it from there. If you see my sunglasses, I've been outside. So they may change back to normal glasses as I'm talking. So, which I'm going to do right now. So I have in the 6 months 60 books, which was 6 months, now it's like a year. Oops. I've got 10 more to do. And then there's another book project I was just starting when I was in Prague called 40 Years of Mills and Boon, because I turned 40 this year. So I was going to review in this year 40 Mills and Boon books because I thought it'd be quite funny. However, now with the library's closed, because I was getting most of them from, I'm going to keep doing it, but when I can, because I was going to get them more in charity shops and libraries, and now they're all closed. Also, I had to get a new tripod, and I love this. The tripod arms aren't that great, okay? So what you get when you buy it off eBay. So it's actually in a box. The tripod's in a box, okay? Just being straight. So, hey. So, let's start with this is my 60 books. I'm going to review 7 today. If you notice that my top doesn't change. And then upload them in the next day or two. Today is the 31st of March. And let's get started. So, what should I do first? Oh, yeah. Matched by Ally Condie. Here you go. Watched by society, trapped by rules, freed by love. Young adult novel. It's a debut novel as well. It came out in 2011. Okay, so 2010. Right, let me read the blurb. On her 70th birthday, Cassie meets her match. Society dictates he is a perfect partner for life, except he's not. In Cassie's society, officials decide who people love, how many children they have, when they work, when they die. But as Cassie finds herself falling in love with another boy, she's determined to make some choices of her own. And that's when her whole world begins to unravel. So, it came out in 2010. This version was 2011. Right, so, anyway. In a society, okay, which is like a post-dystopian society where everyone's the same, reminds me a lot of The Giver. Now, one thing I noticed when reading this book is I noticed similarities to a lot of other books, especially The Giver. Okay, like this bit here. This is when Cassie's having her big introduction to society. She's being matched, finally being matched. Okay, she's gonna meet her soulmate, her love, her one true love. Okay, now society is kind of dwindled into as only 100 of anything, 100 books, 100 poems, 100 paintings. It's so only 100. Okay, now can you imagine you watching this? Okay, only having 100 books for your entire society. What would you choose? What would you leave out? Okay, can I say in my society, as long as Lord of the Rings is in there, I'm absolutely fine. Okay, so this bit here. This is page 29. You must know reminds me of a line from a poem recited this year in literature and language and literacy. Stopping by woods on a snowy evening is one of my favourite of all the 100 poems, the ones I decided to choose to keep. Back when I decided our culture was too cluttered, they created commissions to choose 100 best of everything. 100 songs, 100 paintings, 100 stories, 100 poems. The rest were eliminated. Gone forever. For the best, says society. Everyone believed because it made sense. How can we appreciate anything fully when overwhelmed with too much? Okay, so, anyway. So Cassia is matched with a boy from her local town, which is very unusual, okay? However, it turns out, no, she actually had a second one. A second soulmate. And it's so interesting because he's the bad boy. He is the bad boy. His name is Kai Markham. And this is a society where if your parents commit a crime, it travels down to you, okay? So, as his parents were outcasts, so is Kai Markham, okay? However, instead of being with Kai, she's also got Xander. Now, Xander is the very He is very for the society. He believes in the society. He believes in the rules and regulations. Whereas Kai is the outcast. Now, one thing this book is quite interesting is it's a very kind of sterile world. It's a very kind of world where everything is monitored. There's pills to take to basically keep you happy, and pills to keep you monitored. It's that kind of world. Once again, the giver. References to the giver, I did kind of notice. Okay? So, Cassia is kind of confused between which boy to go with. Keep to the straight side or go with the bad boy. Okay? But he's the bad boy that's the kind of sensitive soul. Okay? Kind of sensitive. However, in our own family, there's a rebellion because this is also a society which seems to have, you know how your family stories are passed down and now, okay, people are saving their DNA to come back or freezing themselves. This is also society is when you die at your appointed age of death, you had the choice whatever to, or if you're blessed to have your DNA preserved to be reincarnated, to be brought back at a later time. Okay? So, but the thing is, even though it's a very regimented society, people also have objects, artifacts of the olden years. Now, Cash has got this little compact, but in this compact given to her by her grandfather is a poem. Poetry. It's by Tennyson. Do not go gently into the good night. Yes, Lord Alfred Tennyson. So, this is a society where culture is secret. It's kept hidden. Culture is secretive. Okay? Now, one thing that I didn't understand is this is a society where it's automated, everything is regimented. Yet, they can read, but they can't write. This bit here. Now, Kai, when she meets Kai, the brooding, mysterious bad boy, okay, he teaches her how to write. And this is also a society that likes to really kind of focus on you're down. They don't like, seems like, well, they definitely don't like individuality, okay, is Kai knows how to write. Now, as a society that reads and everything's automated, how can you not write? That was also quite confusing, okay. But Kai and Cassia meet up in secret, and he starts writing on the ground and sticks, and she learns to write a big C. Here we go. This bit here. His blue eyes flash up to me. Of course he's got blue eyes. I'm writing. Of course that's why the master familiar. He's writing in an old-fashioned curved kind of writing, like the script on my compact. I've seen samples of it before, but I don't know how to do it. No one does. All we can do is type. We could try to imitate the figures, but with what? We don't have any of the old tools. It's kind of like no one, even Cassia, thought at any point in her life to get a stick and go, what? Yeah, okay. This bit here. My hands use to tap in a screen, not to sweep in and swirling in uncontrolled movements. Haven't held a paintbrush in years. It's not my first days in first school. Because the water is clear, I don't really see my letters, but I know they aren't formed correctly. So in the society, yeah, now do you understand the problem here? Okay? So, but this is a society which to me makes no sense. The thing about the world that Ally Condie is trying to describe makes no sense. And also, people who step out of line are kind of sent away. They're threatened as infractions. When I mentioned the grandfather about his DNA being preserved, basically his final wish to his son was to lose my DNA sample. Okay? In his moments of death, and her grandfather was the one who did the 100 poems and kept some back. He basically starts to by rebellion within his own son to the point where he gets an infraction. If you get too many infractions, you're sent away. You're sent basically to fight. And no one really knows what that fight means. Okay? So. But the thing is, this bit here, but people have artifacts. Now, virtually everyone does. The government has decided that artifacts promote inequality among members of society. We request that everyone turn in their artifacts for catalogue and display at a museum in each city. Erasers indicate there are 2 legal artifacts in this residence, a tour official adds. Has he stressed the word legal, or is it my imagination? One silver watch, 1 gold compact. Yep. Yeah, so do you understand? So essentially, Kai is taken away because of his family history, okay? But Cassia basically just goes after him. Now, as this world, it kind of needs a bit more. The author was definitely inspired by The Giver. Definitely inspired by the kind of regimented society. Especially commissioned The Giver. I might try to get a copy of that. So, it's good. It is really, really good. However, I kind of expect a little bit more. What about the world, the history? Why did this kind of dystopian take place? Why 100? Why? Everything is just so regimented that it just feels so bland. And that was obviously intentional on the part of the author. But I seem to expect a little bit more. How come is it in Cassie's life, no one's ever really kind of spoke up before? Everyone's kind of down with status quo. I mean, things okay, like, they are so regimented that hiking, they basically have to choose an activity, okay, of exercise, and they choose hiking. But no one's ever thought, oh, let's go hiking at all. No. No one's ever wanted to go for a nice long walk. It's regimented and it's boring, but I simply scratching the surface. But this is obviously a series, and if I get hold of the others, I will check it out. However, as a debut, it's actually pretty good. It's a very strong narrative. She has a ton of phrase, shucks and metaphors, and it wasn't so bad. So anyway, my first review in a while. Hope it was okay. So, and I'm signing off here, and I'll take everyone, and I'll see you for the next book review. Love to you all, and bye now.